The Persian New Year has taken on a new meaning for Iranians this year as the war in the Middle East continues. Nowruz is a time of family, renewal, and the promise of fresh beginnings. But for many, there is little enthusiasm for festivities this year. We want to bring in UCLA professor Benjamin Rad. He's an expert on government and politics in the Middle East. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me back.
Well, more than 1 million Iranians live in the U.S. It's the highest concentration here in Southern California. What do traditional celebrations look like for the Persian New Year this year?
Well, what the Persian New Year in general celebrates is renewal and rebirth, regeneration, hope for the year to come and for the future in general. And for many Iranian Americans here, those in the diaspora who are still very much connected to Iran and to events in Iran, it is hoping that this coming year marks a beginning of a positive change for the people of Iran, whatever form and shape the government takes, whether it's the existing government or a new government, that it brings a year that is more peaceful and more prosperous for all of them, and that really removes them from the isolation and darkness they've been living under.
And how can you explain the significance of the holiday and how people will celebrate or not celebrate while we are at war with Iran?
Yeah, so I mean, here in LA and nationwide and worldwide for the Iranian community, it's they gather at homes, they have dinners, they'll have festivities. There'll be a traditional table that displays sort of 7 symbolic objects, each starting with the letter S in Persian, and each one has a sort of symbolic meaning tied to the holiday of rebirth, renewal, hope, optimism. Basically all really positive attributes. And in Iran, this is something that is celebrated as well. There's usually a lot of bustle and pre-holiday shopping as people go and they get, the symbolic foods and the traditional foods, the herbs that are used, the decorations, and they use it as a time for sort of joyous remembrance of what they've been blessed with and hope for things that will get better going forward. And it's used very much as a sort of a symbolic occasion, also oftentimes in the past as a form of subtle protest against the regime.
And the Persian community, I know, very close-knit. What can you tell us about what people are feeling as far as not being with family, not hearing from family, and has communication gotten any better?
Yeah, it hasn't really got, there's still a media blackout, an internet blackout, cell service is spotty at best. And the community here feels a lot of anxiety. There was initial optimism in the early days of the war when the supreme leader was killed and we saw all those street celebrations, really sort of hoping that something positive would come, that this would be the beginning of the end of the suffering that's been endured. But now, as we've gone several weeks into the conflict, a lot of anxiety about the uncertainty about what could come next and when this could all end and how it will end.
All right, Dr. Benjamin Rad, thank you as always for joining us.
Thank you.